Person 79. So your energy engages on the rainbow road and turns into these yellow flowers, and I see it's a singular line of yellow flowers, and they're going right in the middle of the road, and they move off into the distance, and it's just this it's like as if somebody put one seed right next to another in a perfectly straight line. And it's almost like it's like that typical flower you could go to the grocery store and buy, like the yellow flower with the little brown inside, green stem, the leaves. I don't know if it's a type of a daisy or something, but they're planted and they go off into the sunset, right? And I felt this horse energy, and finally, after a little while of seeing these flowers and watching them kind of make this direct line off into the sunset, I see this horse, and on this horse is your energy and a male energy. And so it's your energy, and you're sitting side saddle on the horse, and the male energy is like this, like Prince Charming type figure behind you, and you're both in that like, I don't know, old garb where it's like queens and kings, right? Like the long flowy dress with the I don't know, it's like a double vest or something over the dress, and it's just so beautiful how the person behind you is holding you. It's like there's so much love and compassion, and it's very romantic, but it's just a sweet romance. And how this person is like holding you and caring for you on this horse, it's like I want to be on, in the front of this person being held like that. It's just such this beautiful energy between you and this other energy. And so I see you then get down off the horse, and you go to the flowers, and you pick a whole bunch of these flowers out of the line. So you create this hole in this line, and you make almost like these woven crowns out of the yellow flowers, and you put one on his head and one on your head, and it's almost like it's your own kind of like wedding ceremony. And so I don't get if there's something non-traditional about it, or like something that you have to kind of be secretive and do this on your own, but you almost so maybe it's because of what's going to happen next, so you almost do this as like a symbol of your love to each other. And then from here I see like he almost hears this call off in the distance, and almost like a war horn or something, and he goes running off into the distance and leaves you alone. And so he's off, and now and I see this row of flowers symbolizing kind of like the destiny together, right? And so it was this straight, narrow line of flowers, and I almost get as if it was like this plan, or this, almost like that line that you're going to follow for your life, right? It's like a predetermined kind of, this is what I'm expecting. And so you're now laying in the middle of this row that you picked all the flowers from, the break in the line, and it's like, it's almost like you're stuck in this place that's been kind of dissolved, and you lay down, and as soon as you lay down, I get the image of like Alice in Wonderland when she lays in the flowers and starts dreaming, and Wizard of Oz when Dorothy lays in those yellow flowers and they all fall asleep. And so I get that there's this dream sense happening, and it's almost like this state that you put yourself in, and I see you become very small, and you're like dancing around the row of flowers that's next to you, and you're just this small, happy version of yourself, and in this dream state, and you're like just so happy and moving in between the flowers and just loving life and being engaged in this energy that is, I think, the connection to this other energy, this male energy that kind of left, and it's just kind of like dancing in that daydream. So from here, the energy then turns into Mary Poppins. And so anytime I see Mary Poppins, I'm always thinking caretaker. It's, she's a nanny to the children, but she's kind of like this magical nanny. And so I see you riding in on a wind gust with your umbrella, and you're kind of moving towards that window to go into like the children's room, but you're then encountering this like heavy gust of wind, and it's almost like pushing you back and forth, and it's almost like resisting you to go into this next phase And so I get that there's resistance, and difficulty, on this path now, where it should be just very easy. Like Mary Poppins was magic, right? She just kind of flew in on the wind, and I get that for whatever reason this isn't easy for you. And then flash forward, I get that then I see basically you with the kids running, and like I see your hands, you're like running through a crowd and everybody's laughing and smiling and happy. So again, I'm getting there's this like kind of dysfunctional energy trying to move on the wind to get to these children. But then as soon as you're there, it's like nothing ever happened, and the difficulty wasn't there, and now you're engaged in this energy, and you and the kids are like happy and running, and your hands are almost like Broadway style hands running. And then from here I get the next vision, which is you and that tea party up in the ceiling. And so I'm getting like imagination is the word that keeps coming up, like imagination. And then from here I see you now, like next vision is you and the kids like talking to the penguins and dancing with the penguins. And so I'm getting again like playfulness and imagination, and so it's just this stream of like interesting events. And then from here the energy then transitions to you walking up a set of stairs that is going to lead to the Akashic records. And so I see your Akashic records, and it didn't have any, overwhelming presence to it, but you walk up to it, and what does take different form is you turn into the Pink Panther, and I hear that, the Pink Panther song, oh gosh, I'd sing it. Let's see, I'm usually not hesitant to sing it, but I'm getting two different songs now. So it's like that, the da-na-na, da-na-na-na, da-na, 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 da-na-na-na. And so like you're following the beat of the song as you're walking up as Pink Panther to like your Akashic records. And so I'm trying to like go through my memory bank and get what Pink Panther was, if he was like an investigator, if he was like the sly guy, like moving in and out of these like traps. And so as you move up to the Akashic records and move into your door, you basically like scale the wall, and you're using binoculars, and you're like honing in and looking at different things, and you're very stealth and like kind of slyly moving around, and the music keeps playing, and like these traps would like come down from the ceiling and try and catch you, and you just miss them by a hair, and you'd like slide around it and then move to the next thing, and another trap or booby trap would pop up, and you just like narrowly miss it and move on. And so after a bit of this, I call down your higher self, and I ask your higher self what's for the greatest good for this person to know at this moment in time. And before this, I asked what the title of your reading would be, and they said remember. And so so typically that would mean like past life stuff, or like remembering some kind of spiritual destiny, but yours was literally remember what they're about to say. So your reading was a bit confusing because nothing really symbolically pieced together in a way that or the energies didn't connect. And so when I called down your higher self, basically she said that it's time, or you need to remember that you need to remember, and she takes me back to the first two things. Your dreams, because of this, the man that left, and how you could lay down and just engage in that destiny with your dreams. So she's told me you need to remember your dreams and your imagination, and avoid the traps that life kind of sets for you, right? So, and the traps meaning to me like those kind of third dimensional world traps, like I don't know, something coming to my mind like TV's a distraction, material wants are a distraction, like all these kind of physical world mentality things that we feel as humans, like, we God, what's that word, are entitled to, like phone technology, all this stuff. Like I'm getting and even just like the traps or the pitfalls that could deter you from your dreams and your imagination. So And they actually, like, I wanted to say that in the very beginning, but I don't think in the very beginning I wanted to come out and say, like, the main message for you from your higher self, because I've never done this, is remember your dreams, remember your imagination, and avoid the traps. Like, simple, clean, that's what they want you to know from this reading. Remember your dreams, remember your imagination, and avoid the traps. So I'm getting just a very clear, concise message. And for you, I would have to say then maybe there's something that that you're denying in yourself that is a dream or a hope that you had, and to me it would be something that warms your heart as much as that vision of you and that Prince Charming warmed my heart. Like, I honestly wanted to be in the front seat, being side saddle with that Prince Charming. He had so much love and compassion, and it was an energy that was palpable, and I wanted to be there and being taken care of like that. And it made my heart warm, and it made my heart feel. And so I'd have to say that there's probably a dream or something that you have that makes your heart feel like that it just engages you. And then the imagination, right? So I always mix imagination and magic, because as kids, we believe in the magic of all situations. And so again, maybe compounding those two things, the dream, maybe it has to do with something that, maybe now as an adult you think isn't possible, but as a kid, I want to be an astronaut, something like that. So avoid the traps and go for your dreams, and remember your imagination. So with light and love.